Hello all, 4-Player Squad Gaming here, and this is our Final Fantasy XIV Dungeon Guide series. The Fractal Continuum is a level 60 optional dungeon featured during the quest Do It for Gilly. The quest giver is Noctral Shot in the Pillars. It is also worth mentioning, the Heavensward quest must be completed before unlocking this duty, and at the time of recording this video, 20 tomestones of Poetics are awarded upon completion. So with all that explained, let's dive into the guide. Straight away we can see our path is blocked. We need to head through the elegant transporter in the east room. Continue ahead, make sure to read the flashing guide panel and other interactive equipment to learn more on the lore. Once in the room ahead, make sure to pick up the ads here and watch out for more ads coming through the door at the end. The Dreadnought has a frontal cone AoE roto swipe to avoid. Dodge or interrupt as necessary. Once clear, proceed ahead into the next room. This room will be full of different ad types and some patrolling ones. Make sure to avoid the frontal cone and prioritise the Conjurer here to stop it healing all the other ads. Proceed ahead towards the first boss fight. The first boss is Phantom Ray. Start this fight as normal with the tank gaining enmity and the party dealing damage as usual. This boss has very few mechanics to worry about. The tank should get ready to use damage reduction abilities when the boss casts Rapid Sever. Throughout the fight, the Phantom Ray will cast Double Sever. These dual cone AoEs will alternate from his sides to his front and back. Dodge these accordingly. These mechanics will rotate throughout, however further into the fight the boss will also place multiple circular AoEs to avoid at the same time as Double Sever. Avoid these and Double Sever as necessary, keep up the damage until the boss is down. Pick up your loot and head through the elegant transporter to proceed. In this next area, make your way through the halls as before and clear the first room of ads. Once through, you'll be in a long corridor lined with chambers. As you proceed, certain chambers will open and more ads will join the fight. Watch out for the frontal cone from the Flawless Naga. Head out of this corridor and into the next semicircular room. Once the first set of ads are clear here, the chambers open, releasing the Chimera. This Chimera has normal Chimera abilities, so make sure to focus it down and interrupt its abilities as necessary. Head down the next corridor into boss fight number 2. Boss fight number 2 is Minotaur. Start this fight dealing damage as usual and the tank gaining enmity. This boss has abilities that for the most part we have seen numerous times before. Avoid standing in front of 11-ton swipe and 10-ton slash, and make sure to get out of melee range for a 111-ton swing. All of these abilities do not have hit markers. The boss will also use Disorientating Groan, which will knock all players back and the Minotaur will rush to each player dealing moderate damage in turn. The main mechanic to watch out for is the 1111-ton swing. The boss will recenter and start to cast his room-wide AoE. To cancel this cast, we must open one of the chambers around the outer edge of the room. This ad will distract the Minotaur. We then need to focus down this ad before the Minotaur consumes it, buffing the boss. Failure to interrupt the cast of 1111 tons will kill the party. If done correctly, and once the ad is killed, the before mentioned mechanics will rotate until the Minotaur is dead. Pick up your loot and head through the elegant transporter to proceed. We then arrive back at the entrance. We can now stand on the platform in front to open the barrier and head through this elegant transporter. In this area we need to clear all of the ads that are tethered to each control unit. We have 3 control units to activate. Watch out for the multiple different AoE types here and pick up as many ads as you are comfortable with. Once the ads have been cleared, activate the control unit and proceed either east or west and jump across to the next platform. Repeat this process for all 3 platforms and then jump into the centre after the short cutscene. Boss fight number 3 is the Curator. Start this fight as normal, dealing damage and the tank gaining enmity. You will have noticed this fight arena is split up into squares in a grid pattern. These squares will light up throughout the fight and deal damage to anyone stood on them. Periodically, ads will spawn and we need to focus them down as quickly as possible. The ads will walk from square to square, lighting them up. We also need to watch out for the boss casting a Aetherochemical Explosion. This will place an Aetherochemical Bomb debuff on the player, which pulsates, knocking other players back and dealing moderate damage to the player. This can and needs to be cleansed as quickly as possible. Later in the fight, the boss will use the Educator, lighting up more squares which we need to avoid, and activating them, dealing damage to anyone stood on the lit up squares. These are easy to avoid, just make sure you are positioned correctly to keep up damage on the boss. The Curator will also place landmines on certain squares that deal damage and knock back anyone who hits them. These mechanics will all now rotate, with more ads spawning each time, and a few more landmines to contend with. Make sure to clear the ads as they come, avoid the landmines and the lit up squares, and keep up the damage. Before long, the Curator will be a thing of the past. And there you have it, the Fractal Continuum is complete. Remember to commemorate the player you believe deserves it most and pick up your loot. We give this trial a difficulty rating of 3 out of 5 swords. The boss mechanics here can be tricky, especially the Minotaur's 1111 ton swing. The special loot for this trial includes the Valerian weaponry, equipment and accessories, are level 160, the Owlet minion, the Unbreakable Orchestrion roll and the Curator card. Remember to like, comment and if you haven't already, click to subscribe. Up next is St. Mossian's Arboretum. We are 4 Player Squad Gaming, thanks for watching.